Are you against animal abuse? Yeah. Do you consume animal products? The next question is a hard question. What's your position on the animals that we force into slaughterhouses?
Bro.
I'm
Had-
still gonna eat the meat.
so it's not
I'm
nutrition.
still gonna kill the deer. I'm still gonna shoot the bird.
But don't you think that's
I'm still gonna-
cruel? Or the microphone in the middle of town. Are you okay? I'm on YouTube Live. Is that okay? Amazing. Yeah, YouTube Live. I just started, so there's there's a few people in the room now, but not many. So the sign says, "Are you an animal lover?" Basically, I like to start with, what do you think about animals? Do you guys like animals? Do you have animals?
Is it political at all? or-
No politics. No
That's cool.
politics.
Oh,
No
yeah.
politics. No religion. Don't worry.
Animals are cool.
Okay. Do you have any pets?
My brother has fish.
Okay. Right
Yeah.
on. Right on. Fish are amazing. I think I had a goldfish when I was younger, and I can't remember the name, but he died within weeks, and it was
They all
terrible.
die so quick.
They die. The
Yeah.
lifespan. I haven't even looked it up, but it's got to be short. What about you?
My family owns like a couple of rabbits.
Oh, cool,
and
cool.
guinea pigs and fish. Yeah, the thing is, my older sister's allergic to dogs.
Yeah.
And like my little sister really wanted pets.
Yeah.
So we like compromised and got a lot of small ones to make
Oh.
up for it. You know
I
what
love
mean?
that. I love that. So you kind of aggregated,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
balance things out. I have cats. I love my cats.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's your name? I'm Jimmy.
Of course.
Chris, cool. Nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you.
All right, so the experiment starts off with, do you love animals? Like, would you say you're an animal lover? Or maybe I'll rephrase it, are you against animal abuse?
I'm an animal tolerator.
I haven't heard that one yet. Okay. We got a few people that want to do the social experiment. Are you okay? Maybe pivot right here. Are you okay being on my YouTube Live?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi guys. Hi.
Say hi. Hi, everybody. I'd ask your names, but there's so many of you. I'm Jimmy.
Nice to meet
okay,
you.
the first question is so easy. What do you think about animals?
I love animals. Yeah, I love
Me
them.
too.
Yeah,
Me too. Do you have any pets?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, what pets do you have?
I have a dog.
You have a dog? Oh, cool, cool. What's his name?
Her name's Taylor.
Taylor. Tell me 3 amazing things about Taylor.
Um.
The pressure's on.
She's sorry, I'm nervous. She's really energetic.
Does she
Yeah,
cuddle?
she's cuddly, she's
Cool.
energetic, and
Yeah.
she's like listens very well.
Okay, amazing. Okay, I love that. Taylor sounds like they'd be my friend. What about you?
I have 2 dogs and a cat.
Okay, one amazing thing about, say, your dog.
My dog,
Yeah.
Belly is like, I don't know, she's just fun to play with.
Belly's the name?
Yeah, Belly.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. She's just playful.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's really playful.
What about you?
I don't have any pets.
Okay, gotcha. But you all like animals, right?
Yeah,
Okay, that's the first question. What's going on, guys? Social experience. Cool. Oh, you're on YouTube Live. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the question is, animal lover. 3 quick questions. Do you love animals?
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, okay,
Animals,
amazing. Okay.
God-given creatures.
Do you have any pets or anything like that?
Currently, no. I did have a pet
Yeah.
goldfish when I was
Okay.
about 10.
Oh my gosh, so did I, but
Yeah.
I was like 5.
I
was
gave him
just
the wrong food.
Yeah.
Next day.
Oh, okay. What was his name? Do you remember?
I didn't name him.
Oh, yeah.
I just had him.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
But I do want either a golden retriever or
Yeah.
a German shepherd. One of them.
Yeah.
Later on in life.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Do you guys have pets?
Nah.
No? But would you say in general you're against animal abuse? Like you're against that?
Yeah.
Right? Reflexively, right? Come on,
up,
buddy.
brother?
All right, we want to try this.
Yeah.
Okay, animal lover.
No, I'm not.
Why not?
I can be an animal.
Are
lover,
you,
great.
would you say you're against animal abuse in general?
Absolutely.
Like if you saw a dog on the street, would you intervene? Say if you saw a dog that was getting beat
If I
up.
saw a stray dog, would I pick it up and take it home? No.
Yeah.
wouldn't.
But would you protect it if somebody was bullying it? Would you intervene and say, get off that?
People bully dogs and animals?
Hypothetically. Would
yeah.
you?
I
You would.
probably intervene.
Yeah, right.
would.
I would too. Nervous system and a brain. And plants don't have those. Hi guys. You guys want to try a social experiment? I didn't even have to prompt you. It's on YouTube Live. And it's just a bunch of people just talking.
Okay.
But it has to do with animals.
Uh-huh.
My first question I like to ask is, are you an animal lover or
Yes.
animal lovers? Okay, do you have pets?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
So do I. I have 2 cats, and I could go on and on about them. What's the favorite thing about, like, what pets do you have?
2 dogs.
What's your favorite thing about, say, one of the dogs?
How sweet she is.
What's her name?
Charleston.
I love that name. I love it when animals have human names. Like I have a cat named Leonardo and a cat named Stella. What about you?
Yeah, I have 3 dogs.
3 dogs. What's one quality that you like about your dogs?
They're underbite.
What is that? Oh, you mean like
Like,
their
Yeah,
structure?
I have bulldogs.
I
Their
love that. Oh yeah, they're cute. They're cute. Yeah. I have a friend that had one. His name was Kilo, and he was like this big bulldog,
Kilo.
and and he was the cutest thing ever. But the next question is, would you agree that animals have eyes to see, noses to breathe, brains to think, hearts to live, and a gradient of emotions?
I'd say it depends on the animal.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of
Yeah.
abnormalities out there.
Okay, cool. Would you agree that? Do you have any pets?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Would you agree that animals have eyes to see, a nose to breathe, a brain to think, sexual organs to whatever, and etc. Like they're very similar to us in a myriad of ways. They're
In a
sentient.
mammal way, yes.
Exactly. Would you agree that animals have eyes to see, noses to breathe, brains to think, feelings, emotions, a gradient perhaps? Would you agree about that? Like they have a inherent value. They value their lives, right? Would you agree that animals have like eyes to see and noses to hear, brains to think, sexual organs to enjoy, stuff like that? So the next question is: would you agree that animals have eyes to see, noses to breathe, mouths to CNSs,
What are you trying to get at
brains?
here?
Oh, you can
Ask
probably
me the
tell.
question.
So the point of the experiment, you'll see in a second. Basically, I love animals too, right? And you love animals. And you would say, and you would agree that animals have eyes to see, noses to breathe, a brain to think, and different organs to which they can percept and be subjective to the world, right? The next question is a hard question. What's your position on the animals that we force into slaughterhouses?
Bro.
I mean, obviously, like it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
100%.
And this is kind of where the real crux of the experiment begins. But you mean initially you agree that you like animals, and would you say you're for or against animal abuse in general?
I'd say I would
Against it,
animal
right?
abuse.
What have I told you? These systems that we pay for, meat and cheese and milk and eggs, abuse is inherent, and it's not even a strong enough word. It's something much more beyond abuse.
Okay.
We're basically saying, like to the animals, we're saying your body, my choice, and that's the example we're living with when we're paying for these systems of meat, cheese, milk, and eggs. 99% of the meat that you buy, if you're not getting it from grass-fed farms where they give them belly rubs and back scratches, these are factory farms. So not only are we paying for the animals to kind of be unalive, we're paying for humans to kind of go crazy, because these humans are subjected to the worst shit you can possibly imagine.
So what would you recommend in terms of that?
Yeah, great question. Have you guys heard the word vegan before?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I've heard of it.
What do you think it is?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Exactly what it is, yeah.
So basically, people think it's a diet, right? And it's not a diet. It is. They think that vegans are going around saying, "Don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat this," and we're being food police. Ignore all that bullshit. So it's a stance. All it is a stance. It's not political. It's not religious. Have you heard of the golden rule?
Treat others how you like to be
Yeah.
treated.
So very simple. We just kind of permeate that to animals because we know that they have a CNS in a brain. We know that they have all those things that I mentioned, and they're the same in all the ways that matter. Really, what I'm trying to
And
say.
do you believe like there's no other solution to the problem than veganism?
I think veganism is the baseline. I think that's the least we can do. Abstaining from meat and cheese and milk and eggs. This is very bare minimum. Obviously, I'm not out here trying to get people to come out and speak up for the animals like me. I'm just trying to appeal to intellect, appeal to critical thinking mechanisms, appeal to ethos, I guess. Because every single thing that you see on TV, be it Netflix ads, be it radio ads, be it commercials, whatever, it's all trickled down from control narratives that want you to think that eating these things is normal, necessary, and nice. And we've all been taught that. My parents were taught that. Their parents were taught that. Our teachers, our doctors, you name it, we are following orders. So the solution is to kind of take yourself out of the violence. And basically say, no, I'm going to run my own life. You're not going to run it for me. And be a guardian of these little animals that, the stuff that, have you guys heard of, do you guys know about the dairy industry? Like what happens when you pay for dairy?
A little bit. I wouldn't,
It's
I'm
insane.
not versed in it.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And we think, oh, we're just going up to these cows and we're just kind of milking them a little bit. We're loving them. You know, the commercials for like Lee Valley or Horizon Farms. They're just this farmer that's all blue collar, hard worker, baling hay. So basically, they have these things, and they line the cows up on them. And industry calls these things rape racks. Literally, industry language. So they line them up, turn them all around. A farmer will take his hand, stick it into their anus, hold down their cervix, pump in ejaculated bull semen, and force that. And they'll force that into their vagina. And that will happen 3 to 4 times during their life. That's their life. They're literally raped their entire life. And then all of a sudden, when they're done, they call that spent in the industry. They just get their throats cut. That's it. And that's what we pay for when we pay for dairy. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think, obviously you can buy local. I think this is a crazy thing to talk about right before we're going to go eat dinner or grab a snack. But
there's a reason that
is
it's crazy
important
to talk
definitely
about. There's a reason it's
talk about.
contentious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, and we try to, like, as vegans, we try to, like, vegan activists like myself,
Sure.
we try to promote that you don't have to do anything special or extra, because being vegan's a non-action. You can be against all this stuff in the Middle East. You can be all against, all this, like, whatever political, religion, international warfare stuff you can be against or for, but veganism is a non-action. You literally don't do anything.
Right.
It's different. You, instead of reaching for the cow milk, you reach for the almond milk.
Right.
Instead of reaching for the cow meat, you reach for the plant-based meat. Okay, the next question is tougher, and this is where kind of the crux of the experiment begins. What do you think about the animals that we force into slaughterhouses?
Oh, this is a tough one.
It is, and I'm not trying to catch you out.
No,
I
you're
wasn't-
good.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm alive. So.
But all of them are non-vegans for the most part, so you're in good. We're it's same.
I mean, I believe animals are here for a reason.
Yeah.
Here for a purpose.
Yeah.
Depends on what type of animal it is. I mean, obviously, you're not supposed to chop up cats and dogs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's also subjective to where you are, where you live.
Yeah.
What your culture is.
I think in certain areas, like, there might be cultures where they have no choice. They have to cull these animals. They might be in geographic regions that are challenged, and they're doing it for their survival.
I agree.
In our current space, in most of the domestic spaces, as far as U.S. goes, we have readily available vegan options ubiquitously around us. Like Chipotle, any of these places I can go into and I can find a vegan option. If I were to say that the vegan kind of nutrition profile has everything you need, and there's literally nothing that you need from a non-vegan diet, would you see it as more important to maybe switch your diet if you are kind of like a value-based person? And that's a tough question, I know.
I don't know. I mean,
What if it was a non-action? Like, you didn't have to do anything extra. Like, you could just walk over, instead of buying the like the cow's milk, you reach for the almond milk. Instead of buying like the plant or the animal meat, you just you reach for the plant meat. And the non-action is, it might seem like it's a lot at first, but when it comes down to it, you literally do the same stuff. But it's kind of like you tilt your purview. Instead of just buying something with $1, you're at a ballot box voting for something with your ballot. And that's 3 times a day, and that's the vote that really gets counted every single time.
I think it's all depends on what you like. Like,
Yeah.
I've had almond milk. I hate the taste of it.
Yeah, I don't even like milk. I don't drink any of them.
But my son, we had to feed him almond milk when
Yeah.
he was born, so he
Oh yeah,
loves
dairy
almond milk.
thing,
Yes.
dairy thing, yeah.
But I mean, he drinks milk now, like it's nothing.
Yeah, gotcha,
so
gotcha.
I really,
It's a sensitive thing in the beginning.
Yes.
But like, do you know what happens in the dairy industry? Like, what we pay for as a consumer when we pay for dairy?
nope.
Like, underneath it, right? And this is like the entire reason I'm here, because most people don't know, because it's actively suppressed from the control narratives that kind of trickle down into the general masses. So basically, a cow has to have a farmer come up behind them, put their hand in their anus, hold down their cervix, insert them with ejaculated bull semen right into their vagina. And that is a forcible thing. Like, they make sure no matter what the cow does, it's gonna happen. And that happens like 4 times during their life. When they have a boy, it usually goes to the veal industry. When they have a girl, in the dairy industry specifically, it will be it'll be grown up to live the same life as their mother, and that
Kinda
same
fucked
thing will
up.
happen, right? And after they're spent, which is what we call it when they no longer can produce milk, they are hung upside down and just cut ear to ear and said goodbye. I hope you enjoyed your time on planet Earth. You know, and that's what we pay for when we pay for dairy. What do you think about that?
It sucks, but again,
Yeah.
it's it's
Yeah.
life.
Well, we have this inflection point in 2025 where we can just say, change all that. We can evolve to a next level of kind of consciousness, stewardship, and compassion. And I'm out here just challenging people to kind of have an inflection point with these thoughts and critical think with these notions. Because the power is in our hands. We can't go to the government and say, hey, stop this. We can't go to the industry and stop this. 98% of people are non-vegan, and the supply and demand yields that it will keep going on until consumers start voting differently for their dollar. This is a tough question. What about the animals that we force as a collective into slaughterhouses? What about those?
We don't like them.
We don't, yeah, right. And I think it's more so we like them. We do like them. Like, I already, like,
Yeah.
from talking to all of you guys, you're already vegan at heart, like you already are.
Yeah.
But when we vote for systems of agriculture, we're voting for the direct antithesis of. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know.
It's, and I'm not trying to catch you out because obviously I was not vegan for 30 years. I'm 42 now. I've been vegan for 12 years. But we know now in this day and age, like the ANDA, that's the American Nutrition, and by the way, they're all non-vegans in here for the most part. The ANDA, which is the American Nutrition Dietetic Association, they lament on their websites that we don't need anything from an animal, and that goes from pregnancy all the way to elderhood. My daughter's vegan. She's been vegan since birth. We can get it all. And it leaves us with this stark implication that nobody will ever tell you about unless you're like intercepted with some kind of vessel like this, right? The implication is that we're going around voting for systems we don't even believe in 3 times a day. And we're sending sentient beings, basically to their end 3 times a day just for, fleeting moments. The next question is, what would be the biggest thing stopping you guys from going vegan? Everybody.
The food is good.
The food is good. The taste, habit, taste, convenience, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
The taste is a huge thing. In fact, taste is probably the biggest one I've been getting for the last month or so. Would you say that taste, in just that fleeting moment of taste, eclipses the entire time horizon of an animal that wants to live out on this unbelievable planet we live on? Would you say taste is worth it?
I want to say
Yeah, my gut wants to say no.
no,
But
yeah.
like,
Your
I
vegan
just,
heart.
like,
Yeah.
God put the animals on the earth for us to eat. So.
Okay, I've gotten that from the chat tonight.
Yeah.
I think that we can question 2025.
I think it's
I
better, you can limit your consumption, but at some point
Yeah.
it's hard to say no.
Do you think, though, for the one animal that has to die for the consumption once a year for one person, do you think they care about, general consumption being limited? Because it comes down to the animal perspective. Like, they have a will to live, and when we take that from them, we take everything from them. Like, mother cows are sexually violated 3 times during their life, and then they're hung upside down for a nice little throat slip, and that's it. What I would challenge with the biblical thing is, in 2025, we would agree that Jesus is a very compassionate man. We can agree. So, being that he is the standard, we can agree that Jesus would absolve himself from these systems. And that is, I don't think that's up for debate. I don't think Jesus would harm others. In the Bible, historical context would warrant that he did eat fish. I know a little bit about the Bible. That he did, he might have even eaten meat. I think there are certain scripts that they're telling me where he might have even eaten meat. But we know if this amazing man, who probably the most moral man that ever lived, was here right now, he would not go to Chipotle and order a steak. Okay, this is the tough question, and I appreciate you guys interfacing me like this. What about the animals that we force into slaughterhouses? What about those?
Oh, like
Like cows, pigs, chickens, the whole gamut, like the animal agriculture-based
I think you should go.
animals. Oh,
Me?
and I'm not trying to catch you out, because for 30 years I was not vegan, and I had no effing clue. So this is not a gotcha moment. But what do you think about that question? It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough
I
because
think
it
about
requires you to. It requires a little bit of like, wait a second, to tilt your purview a little bit, because our purviews are all kind of what we've been doing for the X amount of years through habit, taste, convenience, culture, stuff like that, right? So, do you guys know how the dairy industry works?
Not entirely.
A lot of people don't, and I definitely did not. But in order for the dairy industry to work, farmers have this thing that they kind of supplant in the middle of their farm, and they call it a rape rack. So that's literally the name of the industry speak for the name of the device that they use. And one farmer will go to every cow and stick his hand deep into their anus, and he'll hold down their cervix, and then they'll kind of put the ejaculated bull semen into their vagina. And I know that does not sound nice, but that's exactly what it is. If it's a boy, they go to the veal industry, or they're killed right away. If it's a girl, this is after they're pregnant, because they're forcibly impregnating them. If it's a girl, they basically have to live the same miserable life their mother lived. And then when they're done being raped, when they're about either 18 months, could go up to 8 years, they'll be hung upside down and throat slit. That's it. And that's their life. That's what they get to see on this beautiful earth. And many people don't know that when we vote for, that's just an example. When I go and I pay for something at the grocery store, it's not just me simply nonchalantly, hey, here's $1. Something much more profound is happening. It's a vote and you're voting with your energy for what you want to see in the world, whether you know it or not. You're voting for that, and supply and demand dynamics will manifest that outcome. What do you guys think about that?
No, seriously, that's.
Have you guys ever heard the word vegan before?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Right?
I have a good food. They have good food.
There's so many good foods. Like, I eat meat, cheese, milk, and eggs, but I eat the vegan version of. Yeah. But what a lot of people don't know is that it's not a diet. It's not about food. So it's a stance against exploiting others. That's it. It's a stance against exploiting others. And in 2025, when we don't need anything nutritionally, we can consider animals others now. Because they have, like I said in the beginning, the eyes to see, the nose. They're the same in all the ways that matter. So I would challenge you guys, and I would ask you, what's the biggest thing stopping you from being vegan? Wow, that's annoying. What would you say is the biggest thing stopping you from going vegan? Taste. The last girls there were like taste. All of them.
Definitely like the foods.
Yeah.
Because like everything contains, as you said,
ubiquitous. Mm-hmm. It's everywhere, right? And that's by design. It's economical. Meat and dairy get $40 billion of subsidies every year to underwrite cheap meat. So it's economical. It's cheap. It's easy for them to make. It's easy for them to profit off of. But right now, if we can tilt buying dynamics and tell them, F you, I will stop following orders, because that's what we're doing when we're just shoring these systems up. In our values, all of you guys are against animal abuse, are not for shoring all those systems up. So we can say no now, and we can eat the vegan version of and get healthier. My daughter's been vegan since birth.
Oh, yeah.
My wife, my sister, we're all vegan. We don't even look at anything nutritionally. But the biggest thing is the animal gets to have a nice life. Okay, so what about the animals we force into slaughterhouses?
Animals we force into slaughterhouses, as in cows.
Exactly. Cows, pigs, chickens, you name it.
Yeah, we need that.
How?
Why not?
Can you amplify on that? Like,
why do not? You might not need that because you're a vegetarian or a pescatarian or whatever you are.
Yeah.
But me, as a male, I need meat.
Do you think
red meat.
What nutritionally?
That is the best diet that you can have as a human being is red meat.
Okay. Can you amplify on that and what those exact?
Carnivore diet is what you can have.
But what are the vitamins and minerals that you need that you can't get from a vegan diet?
Meat. There are certain proteins inside meat that you can't get from plants.
What if I told you that every single fruit and vegetable, except a few outliers,
I'm still going to
there's
eat
a few.
the meat.
Hard question comes next. So what do you think about the animals we force into slaughterhouses on an agricultural basis?
I don't know if I'm educated enough to.
Gotcha. That's a
I have no
candid. I
idea.
appreciate your honesty. I appreciate that honesty. What about you?
I would agree. I don't know as
Yeah.
much as
Yeah.
you. Of
And I
course.
would say by design, that's how, well, 98% of everybody walking around, same boat. And that's kind of by design in terms of what is architected for us to know, that's made easy for us to know and percept as what things are, right? Like when you listen to the radio and you watch Netflix or you watch TV and you see ads, these are architected to keep certain narratives going. So I'm just out here trying to impart sound information to people and first like kind of stress test your values. Like basically you're both vegan because your heart is, like reflexively your heart is. Vegan isn't a diet, it's not about food, it's like a stance against exploitation, right, of
You
others.
don't like leather, right?
We don't like leather.
Yeah.
See, it could do with clothing, it could do with entertainment, it could do with food. These are all just consequences. But basically it's about not paying for somebody else to be exploited.
My mom is.
Gotcha. Is it for ethical reasons or?
Yeah, she watched like a Netflix series, and
I wonder which one. You Are What You Eat? I don't, it might have been You Are What You
it
Eat.
was like Game Changers.
Oh my gosh, everybody, can you tell them to watch Game Changers on Netflix?
Yes, watch Game Changers.
Yes, it's funny because
They
we were
are
just talking about this
plant-based.
earlier.
Oh,
Yeah, and the health thing is a big thing, right? And it's kind of a bonus. But at the end of the day, like if we don't need anything from nutrition, as far as nutrition goes, we are doing these things, and there are stark implications we're left with because we don't need to do it for nutrition. So we can make a vote that is aligned with your vegan values and your vegan values instead. What do you think about that?
What do you mean a vote?
A vote. So instead, when we buy something, it seems like we're just giving somebody money, but supply and demand, do you know how supply and demand work? So supply and demand warrants that you vote for something and they're going to create more of it.
Right.
And they're going to say they're going to cull an animal and another animal will go in their place to be culled. So that's kind of the vote, and it's really the only vote that counts. The political ballot will change to a certain extent, but this monetary ballot gets counted every time. And do you guys know about the dairy industry? Are you familiar with the dairy industry? Long and short of it, it's basically an industry where every time you vote for it, you're saying your body, my choice, to somebody else. That's essentially what you're saying, because we're taking something from them. And dairy is actually crueler than the meat industry, because not only do we take something from them, as far as sexually, because the mother has to be pregnant 3 times during her short life. We take everything from them at the end because we hang them upside down when they're spent, cut them open, and we say, you know what, I need that because of taste. And this kind of idea I'm presenting is something you may be just hearing for the first time. Like I was in vegan for 30 years, and somebody interfaced with me via a speech. And if you'd like, I can give you, I have cards that have that speech on it from 12, it's like from a long time ago. But all it is a guy articulating to a college campus all the reasons why we can be vegan now and why we should, as far as moving the earth to a better place and the animals into more of a guardianship than an exploitership, if you see what I'm saying. And that's our solution. And moving forward, we all have this inflection point right now because we know nutritionally we don't need anything from an animal. We need nothing. We need zero. I've been vegan 11 years, my daughter since birth, in the pregnancy. The largest dietetic organizations champion that you can be vegan from birth. So that leaves us with this stark implication, like what kind of stewards are we? You know, like the quote from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Yeah.
This is our power. What do you guys think about that?
Ask you a question.
Please.
What would you say to the people that can't necessarily afford the slightly higher markups that come with vegan products, and like they're relying on?
I would say there are some regions that maybe internationally, like they have to buy meat, cheese, milk, and eggs. I wouldn't say nationally though. Maybe it's a very small amount. I mean, the cheapest foods, are vegan by default, like beans, rice, lentils, spaghetti. Yeah. You might be referencing like plant-based meats and analogs.
Yeah, like I was just going off what you
I totally get that. But if you have like the freedom and the wherewithal to not do that, and it's just a slight uptick as far as your finances go, you have to ask: is this uptick? Is me paying this uptick more important than a whole animal's living existence? So this is a question to think about. What would be the biggest thing stopping you guys from going vegan? Like, what's the biggest reason?
I mean, I think right
Taste.
now, obviously, we're young, so we
Yeah.
don't have 100% control over what goes into.
I get that.
what
I
we
get
eat,
that.
yeah.
I get that, and that is a big one.
Yeah.
I mean, your parents might buy certain things. Like before you guys go, I want to give you some cards if you could. And this is not, I'm not asking for money. There's nothing religious, I promise. Nothing political about this. It's just resources to impart sound information that you will not get from watching a Netflix ad or on the radio. There's a speech on there. There's some videos on there. Some Challenge 22. You get a free nutritionist. That's on there. And you know, if you voice it strong enough to your parents, you can have them, you know, follow. You can even appeal to their ethoses because this is an ethos problem. This is what this is. And the reason why I'm out here looking like this and, you know, what is this guy doing is because the people that are ready to hear are going to change. They just don't have the information yet because it's being suppressed from them by said entities. Like myself, I wasn't vegan for 30 years. I'm 42 now. And
What changed you? Like, what,
I actually watched a speech that I'm going to give you.
Okay.
And I had to watch it twice. The first time I watched it, I said, fuck this guy. He's righteous. He thinks he's on the moral high ground. He thinks he's better than everybody. F him. And I actually made fun of him to my friends. I ridiculed him. And I came back a week later, and I watched it again, and I finished it. I was like, honey, my now wife, I was like, I got to talk to you. And then the rest is history. And then she's vegan. My daughter's vegan. It's all like you have this power in your hands. You know, and the power is literally a non-action.
I think a lot of it's like culture related too, though, because you know, like if you go out to friends and like you go to like a steakhouse, it's very difficult to avoid that, you know, because that's literally
it's ubiquitous.
And so, I guess it's.
Do you know why that is? It's because 98% of the world is non-vegan right now. So supply and demand, it's ubiquitous. But change has to start somewhere. And I understand the pressure because exactly. When I first started going vegan, I would go out with friends and I would be like, man, I feel fucking weird. Like I wanted to be like liked. You know what I mean? It was like that likability factor eclipsed all things. And I was taught that likability factor by the same guys upstairs. And it's like an inflection point. You just have to weigh what's more important. You know, me lining my actions with my values or being likable for a fleeting period of time or tasting a sandwich for a fleeting period of time, because these animals, that's their entire effing existence, their families, even the humans I talked about, we're messing them up too when we're paying for these systems.
Well, if you have cards.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna get you guys a couple. I should have been prepped here.
No worries.
But yeah, so I'm on YouTube Live, and there's just mainly most of the people in here are non-vegans. I'll have actually, it won't be on my card, but the name of the channel is Homeless Vegan.
Okay.
So I think my name's on my card, but if you put in my name, I'm pretty sure it streamlines you right over to my channel. Oh, tell me I got them on me, guys. Tell me I got them on me.
No worries.
Well, hey, you can remember that link, right?
Yes.
I feel like a goofball because I don't think I loaded them. And you know what's funny? I have a new checklist. Oh, here we go. I got them. That before I go out.
And we can access everything just following this card.
Yeah, and you can see this live right here. But here's one. That's the speech on the back. On the front, you'll see like Challenge 22. It's like a nutritional thing. This is an ethical like website. This is a movie called Earthlings, voiced by Joaquin Phoenix. You might know him. He played Commodus in Gladiator. Game Changers is on Netflix. It's about nutrition. You'll hear a lot of negative things about that movie because by design it's a threat. The movie is a threat.
Is this your? It says your name is James.
My name is James. Yeah, the channel name is Homeless Vegan, so that's the channel name.
Okay.
But my name is James.
Nice to meet you, James.
What was your name?
My name's Joe.
Joe, and what was your name?
My name's James.
This is crazy because yesterday I talked with two guys right here, Julian and Joseph, and I'm Jay. So there's some kind of synchronicity working here.
Yeah.
But I'll leave you with this. Until we go vegan, we are literally forcing animals into slaughterhouses just for taste pleasure, for nothing nutritionally. And we have to think about how many animals do we want to go to die for us before we change, and we can change right now. So I'll leave you with that.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
I really appreciate you guys having the guts to stop by. Have a great day. Have a great night. What would be the biggest thing stopping you from going vegan?
I guess, I don't know, the taste, the availability.
Taste. Yeah.
No, when I say availability, I mean the cost availability.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe the sheer want to. Like I enjoy my steak, my chicken, my
Yeah.
pork.
Yeah.
I enjoy those things.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. So do I. And it's crazy. I've been vegan 12 years, but
Yeah.
I eat meat and cheese and milk and eggs, and I eat the vegan version of. I just find I can either do vegetables, I season, sauce, and texture them, or I might buy a plant-based product.
Is it really vegan though? If you are, or I'm sorry, is it really meat though? If you
Yeah.
are eating the vegan version of it.
Yeah, I think the etymology of the word has been kind of constructed and architected by narratives. Like they don't like the fact that we're calling these things plant-based meat. I mean, all meat is at a crux level is 5 things. It's vitamins, minerals, lipids, water, and protein. Those 5 things, right? So with these new plant analogs, you get all that stuff plus fiber, plus no cholesterol, no heterocyclic amines, growth factors, IGF-1 hormones, all this stuff that's baked into the cake.
So what makes it good, isn't it?
Well, I mean, we don't need dietary cholesterol. Right. Our body makes enough, and it basically promotes plaque. It takes your blood vessels from one diameter to a much narrower diameter if you're over-consuming. But wouldn't you say that would it be a more of a moral imperative to consider maybe the life and the experience of others over just taste pleasure?
Of others, I guess that's where the question is.
That's why I started off like that. Yeah.
Because me myself, I don't believe a cow is a other. I believe a human is a other.
Yeah. But in all the ways that matter, right? Like eyes to see and noses to breathe.
No, I don't. I believe a other is a human being. Period.
Yeah, but would you agree that they feel pain, they feel suffering, and it can be exacted on them?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the same way I feel pain or I suffer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you look into fish, they feel pain much more than us. They have these things called nociceptors, that's a whole other gamut. But I mean, we have this other option. We can just leave it we can steward them instead of exploit them. We don't have to do this at all to them. We can value them much less than us and say, you're less than me, and I value humans more, but it's kind of like that quote from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And we can steward, we can guard them, and we can say, I'm going to stand up for you. And I'm going to remove myself from these narratives and these orders that I've been following ever since I was born, like that my parents follow, their parents, our friends, our family, and I'm going to remove myself from this. And it's an option that you have right now, right? Like today, right now.
I just had some chicken wings. So.
Yeah, but you can find the vegan version up. Can I give you a card?
Can.
Is that cool? And basically, I just have resources on these cards. One of them is a speech called "The Best Speech You'll Ever Hear." It's by a guy named GaryYourofsky, and he just kind of articulates. We only have a fleeting period of time on this earth, and it's like there's a legacy that we're going to leave, and there's a net effect we're going to have. And all being said, 3 times a day is a lot. We're voting 3 times a day for these systems that are they're horrible. Yep. That's my card. My name's James. The channel name is Homeless Vegan. Okay. But it was nice talking to you. Just think about until you go vegan, we're just sending animals to slaughter until we go vegan, and we have to ask ourselves, what's the proper number of animals that we want to die for our taste pleasure before we go vegan? Okay. So I'll just leave you with that.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you having the guts to stop by. You're one of the few tonight.
Appreciate you, man.
Have a great night. So you guys gave me taste. What about you guys? I hate to put the limelight on you.
They said taste.
They said taste. What would be the biggest thing stopping you from going vegan? Is it taste as well?
Also, it's like convenience too.
Convenience is a huge thing. But then I would bring that back and kind of revisit the question, is convenience worth more than somebody else's entire existence and their bodily autonomy? Because this is basically what we're doing when we're not vegan. We are paying for these systems, and every time that we pay for the system, we're saying, your body, my choice. Even if it's taking eggs from grass-fed chickens or whatever, you know what I mean, free-roaming chickens. We're saying, your body, but my choice. And we're saying, I believe in this, and I'm going to put this energy into the world. This is a change I'm giving the world. And I know it's hard to hear, but this is the reason why I'm here, because control narratives don't want this information to surface. So we use social media. I'm a vegan activist, and I have some vegan activist friends that come out here. And it starts with the consumer, and not the institutions, not the businesses, not the government. It starts with us, because 98% of us are, I didn't do it for. I'm not here to judge, attack, or anything. I'm just here to say that we have an inflection point now at our hands, and you guys are so young. God, you must be sub 20. Like you're.
We're 17.
Oh my gosh, I'm 42. I'm a dinosaur. I'm gonna die soon. No, I hope not. You guys have this. You are like the next generation, and there's a big quote from Spider-Man. Do you guys know what quote I'm gonna quote? With great power comes great responsibility, right? So we have the responsibility, and the actions are with our dollar. This is the ballot of which we can vote with 3 times a day. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Can I give you guys some cards?
Sure.
Would you research them? If I gave you a card, would you actually look at it though? Mm-hmm. Okay, I appreciate you guys. So my channel name is Homeless Vegan. So you can look me up via that. And you'll see on the card I got resources. Let's see if I put it in my pocket here. I might have put it in my pocket. I got resources for nutrition, resources for ethos and different ethical-based questions. There's a website called Challenge 22 where they hook you up with a free nutritionist and they answer all your questions. They have vegan doctors here that'll help you, through if you have any questions. But it's really easy. I don't even look at anything. I just eat calories, and I eat meat, cheese, milk, and eggs. But I eat vegan versions of, and I don't miss out on anything. Here's 3 for you guys. Yeah, and I appreciate you having the guts to stop. I know it's not like feel good, amazing experiment where things are going to be divulged and we're just going to, it's just meant to make you critically think. Yeah. So it's a kind of a cool thing that we can have this when we go about our daily societal flows now with YouTube Live. And
that girl's eating an ice cream. She doesn't care.
Oh, come on, be nice, guys. Be nice. And there are vegan versions of ice cream out there, and they taste the same. Yeah. They taste the same.
Vegan is really good for my life.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. I mean, because everything in that white liquid, like for cow's milk, lipids, sodiums, proteins, IGF, it's all really meant for a big cow. You can find vegan versions of. But yeah, be nice, everybody. These are active minds. This is our future generation that's going to lead us. Lead us to success. But I appreciate you guys stopping by.
All right. Thank you.
You guys have a great night. Thanks for having the bravery to stop by and talk. You guys have a great night. Well, the animal that would die for us is not going to be dying for us.
I got a question.
Yeah, please.
How hard was going to vegan?
Yeah, I'll tell you. And this is what I told the last group. I'm going to give you a card if you guys would take it before I go. And I watched a speech, and it was called The Best Speech You'll Ever Hear. And it was by a guy named GaryYourofsky. And I watched this speech now almost 12 years ago. And the first time I watched it, I laughed at this guy. I called him righteous. I called him Mr. Moral High Ground. I called him all kinds of names. I spit in his face, I watched it again a week later. And when I watched it again, I realized there was nothing to refute, and this guy was right. And he does speeches. He doesn't do them anymore, but he used to go to college campuses, and he would talk to everybody for an hour and then do Q&As. And his speeches are viral. You'll see. I have the reference on the card. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And so I did it, and then that was it. Because you just don't want to be a part of that anymore, and you're realizing that we're realizing we're being tricked and duped into doing these things, and we don't even believe it. And they're laughing because they're hurting our health, they're effing up our ecosystems, they're effing up our environment, and they're laughing at us because they're siphoning our money up to that 1% of the 1%, and they're getting richer and richer and richer. So I would challenge you guys, to consider this. You said taste. You said taste, right? Yeah. Is taste pretty much the big thing?
Yeah, it's
pretty much the food.
Yeah. Well, the cards I got here have some resources for that. Like I said, I eat meat, cheese, milk, and eggs, but I eat the vegan version of. It could be tempeh, seasoned sauce and texture.
Or like soy?
It could be. Yeah. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, soy gets a lot of bad rap, but it doesn't need to. It just gets. There's a lot of misinformation out there. You can take a freaking cauliflower and you can season, sauce, and texture it. You can take a broccoli, you can season, sauce, and texture it. You can do all these things and miss out on no taste, and then really discover a whole new utopian horizon of foods that are just waiting for you, that you would have never tasted before. Like you can explore jiccamas, Fresno peppers, you can explore mulberries. These are things that I've discovered while going vegan and kind of increasing my enjoyment of food. And nobody has to die. Nobody has to get raped, because your values are vegan, all 3 of you guys. So I'm going to challenge you with a question. I'm going to ask each of you the same question. And I kind of finish off with this. And I appreciate you guys listening to me. And I'm going to give you some cards. How many more animals would you want to see dead because of you before you go vegan?
As little as possible. You know?
Like 0, right?
Yeah.
What about you?
It's the chance is it. Yeah.
0, right?
0, yeah.
What about you?
Yeah,
Sweet, it's
0.
consensus. So we're all against animal abuse, and you guys all believe that 0 is a number. And I really appreciate you guys talking to me. Can I give you some cards?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, it's funny. Every time I put it away, I don't remember where I'm putting it away. So tonight, it's been just like fishing it out. Do you guys have any questions for me? Like any nutrition questions or anything? Or my channel name is Homeless Vegan. You know. Say what?
On YouTube.
I'm on YouTube. Yeah, this is live on YouTube. And you know, most of the people that are watching right now, they are not vegan. They are curious. They're vegan curious. So they're right there with you. God, guys, I don't know what it is tonight, but I keep on forgetting where I'm putting these ridiculous cards, and I want to give all 3 of you one.
How was the taste when you started?
When I started, you know, it all came down to finding the right foods that I liked in like the vegan versions of, right? So
For me, some of them taste the same.
yeah, some of them really do. Like have you guys heard of Beyond Meat or Impossible Foods? Okay, so you're gonna hear a lot of bad rap in just bad stuff that comes from incumbent industry about said foods. Like they talk trash. They say, oh, it's super processed. It's this, it's that. Don't listen to that bullshit. It must be on me. Understand that this stuff, I got it right here. Understand that this stuff is manufactured and engineered to obfuscate and confuse people into not buying things and to keep people buying meat, cheese, milk, and eggs from animals, because that industry is powerful. And even what I'm doing right here is not safe. I mean, some of the most powerful monetary figures in the world are in top ranks of animal agriculture, and they don't want to see any bit of those profits disrupted. There's one there. My name's Jimmy, by the way. What are your names?
Arnold. Nice
Arnold, cool. Nice to meet you. George. Jose, cool. Nice to meet you guys. Thanks for stopping by and listening and having the guts to listen to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, just check out those resources and just think about that last question I asked you, for sure. Absolutely. Have a great night, guys. Stay warm. Take care.
I'm still gonna eat the meat.
So it's not nutrition.
I'm still gonna kill the deer. I'm still gonna shoot the bird.
But don't you think that's
I'm still gonna-
cruel?
No.
So you're not
I'm
against animal abuse.
I'm not.
You are for it.
I am. Absolutely.
We're at an impasse. We can't go any farther here.
Praise the Lord.
Have a great night, sir. But what would be the biggest thing stopping you guys from going vegan?
We're both athletes.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
game changers.
Protein.
Yeah.
Right?
McGregor, yeah, he does plant-based. but-
Protein. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
But if you found out you could get all that from a vegan diet, like I have a friend in here, he's mentioning that half the Tennessee Titans, they were vegan for like a lot of them still probably are. But when they filmed Game Changers, half of the Tennessee Titans were vegan, and they were big dudes, athletic. I mean, one of the world's strongest men's vegan. There are Olympians that are vegan. There are martial artists. You name it. It's the same nutrition. Like, there's nothing you can't get on a vegan diet. Every single fruit and vegetable has an essential amino acid profile, a full one, except for a few outliers. You eat enough food, you're good. So would it be the athletic thing?
I tried
Yeah.
in 2020, and I cut down on like everything, like with my parents.
Yeah.
And then after like 6-7 months, I gave up.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
guess it's just like
Yeah. Well, I
yourself.
yeah, I would challenge you to just like make it an inflection point, or just think about it. Maybe next time, because of this conversation, next time you're somewhere where you're making the vote, maybe there'll be an inflection point where you decide something else.
While we're eating dairy.
But no. Like I said, I'm not here. No.
it's just funny.
Yeah. But you can find. I think the girls that I was just talking to before you, I was telling them about all the utopian-like flavors of vegan ice cream that are out there, and they taste the same. And you don't have to you can avoid the soy, you can do cashew milk,
But I have a nut allergy.
Oh, okay,
So,
gotcha.
like, that's a problem.
What about oats?
I'm good with oats.
Oh my gosh, so delicious. They make oat milk based ice cream. You can find it through So Delicious, and Oatly makes oat milk.
I think I've had Oatly.
Yeah, and you can find it. What I would like to pull the reins back to is the convenience. Do you think the convenience eclipses somebody else's life? And I have to frame it like that because that's exactly what it is.
Somebody else as in
As in an animal,
Okay.
that we agreed has eyes to see and noses to breathe, and wants to live a life.
I suppose.
Yeah, and that's yeah, right, and that's your vegan heart. So moving forward, you have the choice to say no to the orders they're giving us, because that's all we're doing is following orders. And all veganism really is questioning official narratives. That's it. And you can find through or organically investigating like what things you like, the meats you like, vegan meats, the cheeses you like, vegan cheeses, and you can take yourself out of this and you'll be healthier. No cholesterol, no heterocyclic amines, no IGF-1, no growth factors, no TMAO. I can keep going. Like all this stuff is in.
Healthier, to be honest.
Yeah, can I give you guys some cards?
Yeah.
And I'll let you go. And I like to leave people with a question. Okay. Here's one for you. This is my YouTube channel. It's called Homeless Vegan.
Thank you.
You'll see my name. It'll take you to the channel. But how many more animals in your perfect world would you like to see go to see their death because of you paying for it? What's the number?
Wait, how many?
How many more animals would you want to see die because of?
I don't want to see any animals die.
There it is. You just said it. And that's what I like to leave people with, because that's your vegan heart, man. I'll let you guys go. You were kind of on your way. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so. Very enlightening conversation, though.
Well, I appreciate having the bravery to come over. You guys I didn't even prompt you. I've been prompting everybody tonight. You're like, we're going. Oh, man. Well, it happens for a reason, you know. Dynamics like this happen for a reason. So you guys have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
Absolutely. See you next time. You have vegan resources. You have me and some of my colleagues. You know, if you follow me, you'll see their channels as well. But the crux. Hey, buddy. Oh, wait a second. I remember you from up top, right? Well, you know where this is going. I think I talked to you up there. I had a hat on. It was a little while ago. Well, you know what it's about, right? It's about if you are against animal abuse. Are you against animal abuse?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Do you consume animal products? That's the tough one.
Well, when it comes to protein.
Yeah, yeah, but you can get it from plants. That's where the animals get it, you know. But basically, it's like an experiment. I'm getting ready to wrap up, so I'm getting ready to shut down ops here. But it's basically an experiment that kind of stress tests values. Like if you're against animal abuse, and you're still consuming animal products, there's obviously like a spread there as far as values and actions.
Well, you know, there's something called cycle of life, the change.
Yeah.
Okay? And if there's not, you know, if you don't go out and
yeah.
deplete.
I think we could use this excuse for a very long period of time, but I think in 2025 we can't use that excuse.
Well, no. Do you know what happens to animals when they are out there and they overpopulate?
I mean, that's it's aside from the subject, though. It's aside from our conversation.
I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, but I mean, I get a lot of excuses just like that from hunters.
It's not an excuse.
Well, it is. It's an excuse.
It's a cycle of life.
Yeah, but the thing is, I would call that the cycle of death, because we literally bring in 80 to 90 billion animals into this world artificially just to kill them.
No,
that's not natural. You know what I mean?
It wasn't the cycle of life.
Yeah.
Imagine all the
But like I'm saying,
animals out here and spreading disease.
Yeah, but we cull 80 to 90 billion on an artificial basis. That's not natural. That's not the cycle of life. That's man-made engineering, playing God.
You don't know the cycle of life.
Okay. Well, I would just challenge you to think about your values and how you can actually equilibrate them in 2025. Like if you're against animal abuse, then okay. I guess we're at an impasse here, sir. Okay. Anyway, everybody, thanks for joining me tonight. I'm getting ready to wrap up. I hope you guys have a great night. And remember, we're going to be out here speaking up for the voiceless, and we are not going home until all living beings feel home. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye.
Watch Game Changer.
Yes!